There's something interesting you can adapt from this anime to create your own content, or even your own animation. But it's just anime, you might say. Yes, it's just anime made by incredibly people out there, because creating animation is complex. But to adapt one of its techniques, let's see how it works. And unfortunately, this was already shown from the very first scene by the director of episode 1, which is really calculated how this anime should hook and lock in the audience's attention from the early minutes. As you can see here, once I applied the mask to this scene, it becomes very clear for you to understand that the director placed the visual focus right in the center of the frame, which means aligned with the character's position and movement space to make you focus in that only area. But why does most professional directors use such a complicated technique like this? And why does your content also need this technique sometimes? Before it goes to that question, you must first understand what this technique actually is. Motion continuity is a visual storytelling principle that helps your eyes to follow the action easily and makes you stay focused as if you're part of the scenes. Because human brain is very simple, your brain will find the best method to enjoy the show, so when the composition is messy or the movement feels random, it disrupts eye tracking and your brain gets tired quickly. The simple explanation is when the visuals are easy to track, your brain will focus on the content, but if it's not, it labels them as too much effort. But what makes this technique interesting and why most professionals using this motion continuity? So I hope you pay close attention to this scene, because this technique can also be used in your own content. A simple example can be seen in this scene where the character is about to cook. Interestingly, all the animation motions you see are kept within the frame before transitioning from one scene to another. Actually, there are no focus target exits the frame. Instead, they enter into it. Like when you think, there are so many knives. What is he going to do with all these knives? When your focus is still on the knives, the scene shifts to him cutting the fish on the kitchen table, with the focus area still centered in the frame. And in this part, the main focus of the frame is the sliced fish. Even though the hand and knife move out of the focus area, both of those motions are just anticipation movements for the next scene, where he processes the fish using a different knife. Even when he picks up the fish that's already coated in flour, the motion moves from outside the frame toward the center area, and this isn't something random. It's because the center area is intentionally used as the focus area in this cooking scene, so all motion you see enters into the frame is directed toward the center focus. What's especially interesting is how a hand movement is used as a visual cue to shift the focus direction, allowing for a wider range of motion that will enter the frame. And again, this isn't something random. But our random minds are thinking why they use this kind of concept. You actually see this concept everywhere, especially in cooking content. And the content what you see here went viral on TikTok because they are using it. The reason is easy. This technique makes the motion feel continuous and relaxing. Even though the tempo is fast, the motion in each frame is connected to each other. Is this a coincidence? Of course it is not. Although there are also creators who unconsciously use this technique because they feel that the motion in the frame looks interesting. You could take another look. When the soy sauce bottle moves to the bottom of the frame, the next focus motion appears through the same area. Of course, there are many motion options that can be used for this scene. However, because the context of this scene is a form of a SMR which the character enjoys food, motion continuity is natural, to make your visual focus more relaxed. But is this the actual concept you want to replicate for your content?